read another study on children actually, and this one talks about the effects of going barefoot and how that helps the motor performance in children. So they did a study looking at children from both rural and urban areas in South Africa and in Germany. And the thought with that, looking at those two areas, is that children in South Africa tend to be barefoot more often, and those in Germany tend to be shod or wear shoes more frequently. So what they did, they took the numbers of these children. There ended up being 385 children that were habitually barefoot or barefoot most of the time, and then 425 that typically wore shoes. They took the children through a balance test, a long jump test, and then a spring test, and it looked at how they compared basically. So specifically, children from 6 to 10 performed significantly better in the first two tests, the balance and the long jump. The children that wore shoes actually performed better on the spring test, but they speculated that there were some other factors that could have accounting for this based on the running surface or wind conditions or other variables. Nonetheless, they found that there was a significant difference in performance, and the footwear can actually impair or inhibit the musculature in the feet, so the feet can become stronger if you're barefoot and you're actually using all those little small intrinsic muscles that is required to maintain that longitudinal arch, maintain the strength and integrity of the foot structure, as opposed to just like a flat blob there. It's an actual strong push off point or like tool that we can use to move and perform all these tasks. You think about your hand, you have all this dexterity and everything to be able to pick things up and move it, and a lot of times people aren't the same way in their foot. Not that you should be able to type and do as precise of dexterity with the feet, but for a lot of people, you throw it in a shoe and it just plops down and just moves you forward as you walk or whatever. But if you think about having a little bit more maybe grip strength or dexterity in it, and able to stabilize different to movements or variations, not only with simple tasks and training, but you think about all the different aspects as performance and sports play a role. So if it's not feasible to go barefoot all the time, obviously there's life and school and all that stuff for kids. They do make a lot of great options that are more flexible shoes for children. So instead of sticking them in something that's super stiff and rigid, like some of the shoes that are out there, there's lots of great options that are very flexible for children. Even like the super young ones, you can get the ones that are almost just like cloth that still keep the feet from getting dirty and all that stuff, but they can still get the same amount of motion up in through the shoes for older ages. Ones that have a little bit more of a sole to them, but are then super flexible, and you can just feel them. They should be able to bend and crease and move very easily. If you can do that with your hands, the child's going to be able to do that as they're moving and playing throughout the day. So barefoot whenever possible, and if not barefoot, then get some super flexible footwear.